Principle number 12, the principle of transmutation. Hello, my friend. Hello to the cell who is integrating the archetype of man. Hello to the part of the whole that is incarnated into your physical body, and that you name myself. Another cell, another part of the whole salute you. A cell, a particle, in essence similar to yours, and one with you. This is the last of the principles that the whole, our common Father, has provided for application by all his cells that consider themselves separate from him and that wish to return to him, to be free and be a part of the whole again. It is a light principle. It is a liberation principle. It is a harmony principle. It is a love principle. It is a principle of understanding and an active summary of the first 11 principles. The contradictory or uniting acts accumulate in you. If you repeat the acts of internal unity, nothing will be able to detain you in your liberation and return home. You will be as a nature force that nothing can resist in your liberation. I repeat, as you act in unity with or counter to your evolution, whichever, they will accumulate within you. If you repeat your contradictory acts, you will continue to be separated and distanced from the whole. You will remain in your own hell. If you repeat your uniting acts, nothing will be able to hold you from your evolution. Your liberation will be assured. You will be as a nature force that will not find resistance on its path. Yes, my friend, your contradictory and uniting acts accumulate in you. How can this be of use to me? What is the meaning of this 12th principle? What is a contradictory act? A contradictory act is when you feel the impulse to do something and you do not want to do it, or you should not do it, and the impulse wins the battle, and you end up doing it anyway. This is a contradictory act. When you do it, the act and its results accumulate in you and add to your involution momentum, moving you backwards instead of helping you to move forward in your evolution, back to the whole, to our common Father, to our Creator. Contradictory acts move you closer to the darker dimensions of the universe and its consciousness. Let's assume that you have to do something because you know you have to do it, and your emotions and your physical body are not backing you up. You end up having to abandon your plan of action. This means that your lower part has won the battle because of this contradiction, and it will be added to others within you. They accumulate within you, leading you down to darker dimensions of consciousness. You, along with other enslaved human beings, have accumulated a big account of contradictions from this and past lives on the earth. But now you can do something about your account if you decide you want to. Each contradictory act is a force that weighs in you like lead pulling you down into involution, setting you farther apart from your divine essence, farther distant still from harmony, balance, and liberation. Meanwhile, all uniting acts create a force that accumulate with your previous uniting acts. This deposit acts as an energy or force, giving you the power, capability, and will to advance closer to your re-encounter with your essence and your Creator. Yes, my friend, just like all of us, you must have these two deposits. Some have more in the deposit of the positive force. Some have increased their negative deposits. They are pessimistic, gray, sad, not believing a thing of themselves nor of others, of the world nor of evolution. All their lives are dark and somber. These are people that attend to their low instincts, their impulses, to gluttony, to sexual recklessness, to lack of activity, to laziness and inertia, to imagination, to lack of hygiene, pride, anger, violence, vanity, thoughts of surrender. They see all the reasons why it is not possible to experience evolution. Each activity they engage in turns out being wrong. Every attempt at something turns into a failure. Their lower part dominates. Their history is full of contradictory actions. They do not like their current situation in life. They always act in disarray. What they want to do, they cannot, because their deposit of uniting acts is empty. They do not have any type of will, including free will. They are slaves of their little world, of society, and of their darkness. Those whose deposits of uniting acts are loaded with energy are completely the opposite. They smile, are optimistic, are joyful, even though they have a certain sadness in their look, and the struggles of the fight can show in their faces. They are trying to balance their lives and lead their instincts to the light. They are trying to return home. They are not always joyful, but you can feel in them the trust they have in themselves. They are courageous, brave. They are fighters, intrepid. They have very solid ideas. They know exactly what they must do and why, which is the most perfect way of acting. They have faith in life and in others, faith in God and in humanity. They enjoy whatever they do. They help others, suffer for others, advise others, stimulate and motivate others to evolve. They always see the balanced side of things. They never do things because of reckless imagination. They know what and why they do things. All of us, my friend, have something from both sides. The struggle is great. It is a big effort. What can we do now that we have defined what our contradictory actions are? What can we do to understand acts of unity? A uniting action is when a man is conscious of his duties, knows what has to be done, and even if his body and emotions refuse to obey, we search for ways to balance them. We search for ways to obtain a consensus with our minds, our emotions, and our body in our duty of service to the light. We will find ways to carry through whatever we have to do, and when we do it, it will be a uniting action. An act of unity is also when a person perceives from his spirit. He can see the light of something, and he feels impulses to do it because he knows that it is an action for evolution. His mind, on the other hand, will refuse because it does not agree with this way of thinking and doing. But this type of individual will start to look for ways to satisfy or balance the mind and the emotions for the something perceived, even if it takes 20 years of determination to do it. He will persist until a consensus between his mind, emotions, and physical body is reached, and he can do what he must do. This will be a uniting action. So we say a uniting action is when a person has an idea, has the power and strength to carry it through, concentrates his efforts towards doing it no matter what comes up, and no matter what time it takes, because it will get done. A uniting action is also when the idea for an act does not cause a problem between him and another person, when the idea does not harm anybody. On the contrary, it is based on justice and truth. It benefits nature. It benefits society and the family. When the mind is set against an action, then a search has to be made for the next best way to act on it, and you'll see, you'll get it done. This is a uniting action, as each cause has its effects. If you do today a uniting act, this will be the cause of other uniting actions later, and so forth. The person who becomes used to performing in the world acts of unity and starts to enjoy its harmony will not abandon it again. This is the most valuable thing that a man can do. In the same way, he who is used to doing contradictory actions will acquire a heavy weight, and by the law of cause and effect, he will repeat them day after day until they become habits. Uniting actions can become habits as well as contradictory ones. So you see, my friend, we are full of habits, both unitized and contradictory. Let's do a small inventory of what has accumulated in our two deposits. Get pencil and paper for this. Ask yourself the following question. What have I been doing against the law, against what is right on the physical, mental, emotional levels, with others, with the family, and at work? You must prepare a good inventory. You must be impartial and objective. As a second step, what have I been doing against my will? Which contradictory actions are in me? Which contradictory habit am I repeating in my work, with my spouse, my family, to others? The results of this inventory, my friend, are many habits that you must start to get rid of. You must start to eliminate them from your system. These are the habits that take you, and are taking you day after day, more distant from the cosmic essence that gave us the reason for being. The farther away we are from the whole, or if we believe that we are, the more in the dark we find ourselves, the more ignorant we are, and more blows we receive from life. You must also make an inventory of your uniting actions. What are the habits and what are the things that I enjoy doing in the physical, mental, emotional levels, at work, with the family, my spouse, and so forth? Now then, these tastes that I have, are they according to the law? Do they agree with what must be done? Then we must inventory our duties. You have duties with society, with humanity, with your Creator, with your body, with your mind and your emotions, with your spouse and your children. Write them down, like duties with, and do the inventory of your duties according to your opinion. Now then, do you agree with those duties? If you do not agree with them, you will simply be taking on big conflicts and will produce more contradictory actions. Let us assume you are the type of person that thinks there is somewhere a school where your children should get their education, that you do not have the duty for their education. There you have a problem. Perhaps you must support your family, your parents. This is a duty. But you might consider yourself exhausted from doing it. Then you have a problem, and it becomes a big conflict. Maybe you are doing some activity that interests you, that you do not like. This produces in you contradictory acts. Maybe you are married and your instincts take you to look at another person, This will lead you to contradictory actions. You might not earn enough money, or you may tend to spend more than what you earn. These are contradictory acts. There are thousands and thousands more of these. You have to uncover all your actions against nature. You must bring them out into the open and start to work on their elimination. Then you must start to create uniting actions. This means that you have to start organizing and giving structure to concrete actions, which will bring your mind, your emotions, and your body to join behind a goal. It will bring you into being one with your fellow beings, with your wife, in harmony with your children, with the fulfillment of your duties as a human being. These would be uniting actions. A uniting action could be a prayer that puts your mind, emotions, and body into the understanding that prayer can reconnect you with your Creator. It can help you evolve and set in you the habit of prayer. This is a uniting action. A uniting action is when your three parts are in harmony and work in harmony with the others for the fulfillment of a common goal or purpose. This is an evolutive act as well as a uniting act. As you can see, my friend, work must be done, the same as you normally take your physical bath every day. You wash with soap and you shampoo, you dress well, and you go out on the street. The time has arrived for your analysis and your emotional cleanup too. The emotional cleanup is the elimination of your instinctive habits that are mistaken, contradictory, and erroneous, of the involutive desires that are in your heart. Then the shampoo and internal and mental cleanup too. The elimination of conflicts must be started and maintained, especially during the first 49 days for your total cleanup, physical, mental, and emotional. Open up a notebook and write down all your contradictory actions, all your habits that hurt your physical body, your mind, and your emotions, that induce in you conflict and contradiction. Then start to think seriously about building uniting habits, habits that will take you to evolution. My friend, throughout the millennia, thousands of cells that integrate humanity have returned to the whole. All of them, without exceptions, have had to go through this and have left for us these principles so that we, in turn, can accomplish the steps of our integration with the whole, with our common Creator. There are no alternatives. There are no shortcuts. Nor is it necessary to search for other answers. The law is in front of you. What needs to be done is in front of you. Study this part carefully. Think and reflect on it. Meditate on it. Analyze yourself and then decide what you must do. You must decide to go forward, because if you don't reach for your liberation, you'll fall deeper into the arms of slavery in this dimension. Contradictory actions do accumulate, and each weighs a ton. Each one, my friend, a ton. While the uniting actions are made of the subtle energy, they purify the density of the contradictory energy. They are the light that shines on your darkness, and they make you feel better until the day will come when your body will fly to join the whole from where it came. Yes, my friend, you must not try to do this work too fast. There are no magic touches. There are no sensational tricks. The magic is to work. The magic is to do. So be judicious. Use your common sense. Start to prepare your inventory of contradictory actions, of your negative habits, of your surrendering and pessimistic ideas, and do the work to eradicate them. Then you must start to prepare a complete list of uniting actions, both internal and external, actions that benefit society, others, the world where you live, actions that will give you the power and strength to face the deposit of your contradictory acts. The 12th principle says your contradictory actions accumulate in you. If you repeat your contradictory actions, this will bring you to total darkness. If you repeat your uniting actions, you will be as a force of nature that will not find any opposition to your passing. You will go into the light. You will be integrated and return to our common Creator. Load yourself up with courage. Meditate about this passage and carry it through. Part 2. Companion of the jail cell, companion of slavery. You already know why I am saying this, right? But at least you have an advantage over others because you already know the secret of how to escape from jail. Many people, in fact, most of them, are on our beloved planet in jail and enslaved. They don't know it. They are without the knowledge of why they are slaves, and even worse, not knowing the secret for their liberation. If you have paid close attention to the first part of this message, if the word liberation touched your heart, if you have understood the reason why a uniting act can carry you to your liberation, and why a contradictory act can sink you into the profound depth of your consciousness, then you are very close. You are very close indeed, my friend. You can already receive a refund for this understanding, as the price for having carried out the contradiction inventory of the habits that must be eliminated. I will pass on to you the secret of the uniting action. Starting today and until the day of your liberation, and it does not matter when it will happen, my friend, in a minute, an hour, or a century, every day you must set your mind to do a uniting act in a conscious manner. How is this done? Get a piece of paper and pencil and write Plan of Conscious Action at the top, and then do the following 7 steps. First part. It must first be preceded by an idea. A uniting act must be preceded by an idea. These ideas can be altruistic, of truth, of justice, of harmony, beauty, charity, wisdom, kindness, understanding, an act of goodwill, an idea of mercy. You will select one of these ideas each day to work on. Then go on to the next part. Second, you must consciously think why and for what purpose you are going to carry through this idea in this action. Let us assume you select an idea of altruism, an idea of doing something for somebody. You must consciously think what is the purpose of your act. Third, you must complete this action without any expectation of something in return. I repeat, nothing in return. You must do this altruistic action without the thought that you will get a thing in return. It must be done for the simple fact of you carrying through with this uniting action, just for the love of the action in itself. Fourth, think of what is the best way to put this idea into action. Fifth, through your creative vision, you must wish to carry this idea through. Sixth, after you thought about the way to carry this idea through, you must search for an even more perfect way to do it. Seventh, do whatever it takes to do the altruistic idea. These are the 7 parts for the conscious action of carrying through united actions. So, my friend, from now on, and as long as you live, consider every idea that can provide you with evolution. Place them into your uniting and conscious action plan. Include ideas that can cause evolution of the mind, evolution of emotions, and evolution of the body. All the ideas that can bring you closer to your Creator, to your wife, to your children, to your work. All the ideas that can bring you perfection, benefit humanity and society. All the ideas that can benefit the neighborhood where you live and bring harmony to your family. Form your idea into a conscious and uniting plan. Decide to act on it and do it. Every day, for a minimum of once per day. Make this the most important part of your life. Then, every day, choose a habit, a contradictory habit, a habit that tends to involute you, a habit of something that you did before that was against the law, that goes against your world, against others, and apply to it the conscious and uniting action for 7 days. You will try to do away with each habit for 7 days. First, you must observe how this habit works on you, which part within you causes the impulse to do it. After a few days of observation, you must make an action plan and apply it to the opposite habit. That is, if you are selfish, make an altruistic plan. If you lie about something, make a plan concerning truth, and so on. If you eat quite a bit, do the opposite, but not the contradictory opposite. Do the united opposite. You have to think of the why and for what purpose of what you are going to do. If I eat too much and this harms me, then I must think about this. I must think why and for what reason I will eat less. I must feel the goodness of the fact of eating less. I must look for the best way of doing it, the most intelligent way. If there is a perfect way of eating less, thinking of not doing it the wrong way. Then, don't forget that for every uniting action you perform with other people, you must not expect anything in return. You must do it only to complete your uniting action, no more. The other secret for the uniting action is simple. Choose 7 people that live in your world and transmit this message to them. Help them carry it through, understand it, see its truth, and teach them to carry through their uniting actions. This is the second great secret. The first is the conscious action. The second is the unattached action helping others to do their uniting actions. The third secret is prayer, but not of going to church on Sundays to recite Our Father. You must understand the why and purpose for what you will pray. You must feel the desire to address your Creator. Search for the best way of doing it. You must prepare your own prayer. Search for the most perfect way of doing it, and pray without the expectancy of any type of answer, nor any results. Then teach other people to do it. It is not important if it takes you months to learn to pray. This is the greatest uniting action that can be performed by a candidate for liberation. The secret of prayer is the correct communication with his Creator. The fourth secret for the uniting action. Each time you do a uniting action, each time you feel the power of the will of your Creator in you, give him your love and gratitude. Give thanks internally for being able to carry through your uniting action. Your deposit of uniting action will be increased as a result. Show each time that you are grateful for the expression of kindness, will, and of love. The understanding that you felt when performing a uniting action. The fifth secret is this. When you find yourself in difficulties and you feel your impulsive side wants to carry you into a contradictory action which would carry you into the violation of a principle or law, ask your Creator with faith and with the force you gathered through your uniting actions to come to your help. In this moment you will be able to balance the scale so as not to do again the wrong that you did so many times before. These are the great 5 secrets that can help you in the realization of your uniting actions. As you can see, you must work at it. You must make this the most important thing in your life. It is a matter of your liberation, of your life, of transforming you into a free human being. But you must also be patient with yourself. You must do this slowly because you are ignorant of the ways and the implementation of the cosmic principles. You must know this and realize that at this time you cannot do it. And you must learn every day to do it like a professional at union with others and with your Creator. You must be conscious of the weight created by your past habits. Your body weighs from your past contradictory actions. You must consider all this and reject your unrest, depressions, anguish, the lack of interest. You must be astute, awake, and you must not allow them to return and push you down into the mud. If, after studying the 12 principles and meditating on them and reflecting on them, you still find you don't understand them, even though you have placed your best effort to master them, you still find great obstacles along your way, then you must search for the people that have walked the same path before you and ask them for help. These people who have gone ahead with this work are free, or on their way to be free, and have experienced more evolution than you have, and will open their hearts to you. They understand you because of your goodwill and sincere intentions. They are everywhere around you, working quietly and silently. Only the people in search of their liberation can tell them apart and look for their company. So prepare yourself, my friend. All of us have walked where you are walking. All of us had our doubts and fears too. All of us felt at a certain time the depression, the conflicts, the anguish, the problems with the external world. All of us were warehouses full of contradictory actions. None of us had any knowledge of uniting actions, nor what is the meaning of the word union. We cried, we kicked, and then we finally arrived to the only possible conclusion, the same one you are arriving at now yourself, that eventually this work must be done. Sooner or later, you must go through this door. Why not start today? Why wait for more repeated problems that make your condition worse before you consciously realize you want to do this work? Companion of life, son of my Father, brother, consider yourself fortunate in being able to receive this message. Consider yourself fortunate for finding out about the light principles. Place a value on what your being has brought you. Give value to the fact that you are already a candidate for liberation. Millions of other cells of our common Father are sunk in complete darkness, in ignorance, and in unawareness. They are being led over and over to violate the principles and laws of the cosmos. Consider yourself fortunate and realize the value of belonging to the circle of candidates to return home, to return to our Father. Remember to be quiet, for when you talk, you waste your strength. No one should find out that you are planning to escape from your jail and be free. Especially don't inform those that are extremely happy and don't realize they are in jail. Bite your tongue 1,000 times before you talk about this. The axiom of all great masters for the liberation of men for all time is this: you already know what is needed to know, but what you want depends on the work you are willing to do. If you carry through the work of the 12 principles, you will come. Dare to be bold. If you do the 12 principles, you will have the strength to act and do. If you are quiet, you will double your strength. Remember this. Record it in your mind. Those who are happy on our planet, prison, those who are not conscious of the existence of our Creator, or the existence of a world of light, of the existence of freedom, let them be as they are. They should not find out at all of your plans for this action. Don't talk about this work as you would close the door of your jail for many millenniums. You must wait until they realize it and wake up. Only to those who are awake, those who are already preparing for an escape plan, and those who are on the other side of the veil are the ones you can talk with concerning this work. They are in you. You can talk to them, ask them for advice, ask them for assistance, strength, and courage. We are with you. We are yourself. We feel what you feel now. Do not permit your doubts to dominate you. It is better to experience your liberation from the circumstances and experiences of the world. Even a dangerous liberation is better than a comfortable slavery. Be prudent. Our Father is calling you back home through this message. The elder brothers need you. The world needs you. Humanity needs you. Society needs you. Your family needs you. But not the way you are today. We are all needing you with free will, with a powerful will, with a clear and peaceful mind, with an awakened mind, with balanced emotions, with power and strength to do, with a healthy body that can bring you into the realization of all of this. What we need is done, and what you need is yourself. My brother, the cosmos is clamoring for us. The hour is now. The freedom bells are ringing for the next 2,000 years. This is your opportunity. You have free will and are able to see where to place your obedience, either to your free conscience or to your lower instincts. This is for your life. We have given you the message of the 12 principles for your liberation. If you do not do it today, you will have to do it some other day. May the whole, our absolute Creator, bless you, care and keep you, give you strength, firmness, and courage, and may the light shine on your path. Thank you for your time. Thank you, my brother.